What's up, guys? 915 Mang here on my way to my buddy Javier's house. As you see, it says 45-gallon cube and frag tank update. Well, he was selling his frag tank for $40, so he offered it up to me. I kind of called dibs on it a long time ago if he ever decided to sell it, and so that's why I'm over here checking out his tank. The reason he broke it down is because he set up the 75, and hey, he no longer needs the cube or the frag tank. Those of you who are just starting off in the hobby, the ugly brown stuff is pretty much what happens with your tank. You'll get diatoms just because it's a new setup. The fish are looking real good. The powder brown is very active. Scope is looking good. He has little mandarin. His clowns are doing good. And then, of course, the hippo tank. Go ahead and take a look underneath the tank. As far as filtration, he's using a reef octopus skimmer, some filter socks, and not much of anything else. He did lose a lot of coral just because of the temperature, the heater malfunction. I'll be hooking him up with some corals later on. Uh, the last time I got a whole bunch of corals from Javier, so I'll be hooking him up. On the way home, I'm going to go home, show you this frag tank here in a little bit. But my plans are to tie the frag tank in with the 45-gallon cube. I'm going to give this a nice vinegar bath. I'm going to replace the bulkheads. One of them is the 1 inch and the other is 3/4 inch. I'm going to wipe it down real nice and get this tank going. The very next day, I went down to the store, picked up some wood, cut it up, just a simple little frame, 2x4s. I used a skill saw to notch out where the bulkheads were going. Picked up some polyshade, and it's pretty much it's two in one. It's a stain, and then it's also a polyurethane coat. Um, I did this in my garage, and as you can see from the cement, lots of stands have been made here. I wanted to test out the bulkheads that I put in. The reason why is you don't want to be testing this out inside of your house when it's leaking close to the outlets and all of that. Once I was sure that it was good, I brought it inside and we're going to go ahead and start the plumbing. When I did make the stand, I just want to let you know that the stain stunk so bad. My stand was actually outside for about good 2.5 weeks just because of the odor. These cutters that I use, not only do I use them for PVC, but I mainly use them to chop up frozen food. I dry fitted a lot of these pieces before I even attempted to glue, but that's the glue that I use. I kind of wanted to use regular hoses, but then I said, no, I want to do hard plumbing, and that's when I started to figure out how I was going to do it. I'm just going to have it drain from the bulk 1 inch bulkhead, go through the little hole through the stand, come down, and so I can adjust it with the ball valve, then out into the sump area. But once again, I did dry fit it. I planned it over, I measured, I cut, and then once I started to figure it out, then I started gluing it up into place. I'm probably going to use this little clip as a tutorial to show people how to actually cement their PVC, how to clean it, and all that. When I do this, I slop it all on there, but then I wipe it on with a napkin or so. The reason why I went with hard plumbing as far as just using the regular hose is I thought it would look a lot cleaner um, and be like a more permanent type of fixture. The other thing that I did was I took my whole entire sump out. I'm going to use the same sump, but the thing is I'm going to remove this weir right here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to go with the bigger protein skimmer. And the skimmer that I want is just not going to fit in here. I want to remove the weir so that whatever skimmer I get, I always have room for it. And of course, I'm just going to spray it down with the water hose and wipe it down. When I did this and I took apart the weir, I noticed that the glass weir was actually beveled. As you can see, it has a beveled edge right there, which is pretty cool. It came out easy, and now I have plenty of room for whatever type of skimmer that I want to do. So if you don't have any razors, go ahead and pick some up. They're worth it. I know I misplace them all the time, and they come with a box of 100, something like that. Very easy to do, and then I can use them for my fragging later on, fragging zoas and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and take a look underneath the tank. This is a 3-way hose, barbed, so I can use the soft tubing right there. That goes from my return all the way up into my return on the frag tank. Then from the drain, it comes down and over all the way across through the little hole, and then I can adjust it with the ball valve, and then from there straight down into the sump. Just a little quick tip, when I did all the draining and the plumbing and all that good stuff, I glued it, right? But when I did it, I took my time. I made sure that it dried, and then afterwards, I didn't fill it up until a good 2 3 hours later. Do you guys really have to wait that long? Probably not. It's probably good to go within 15 minutes, but I just wanted to give the glue some time to cure so that way the pipes would not leak. And not only that, but it was going into my cube tank. When I was ready to go, I started checking everything. I tried to make sure everything was good. Started filling up slowly, and I had some towels on hand just in case I had any type of slow leaks, major leaks. I was just trying to be ready to go. I'm going to get some more lock line. I'm going to probably order that online. The reason why is because this is far below the water level, and if I have any power failure or anything like that, it just dumps too much water into my sump. Now, if you're just starting off on salt water, you're going to want to know how much water can I put in my sump. And to do that, you've got to determine your max fill line. Pretty much, if you go past that line and your power goes out, it's going to be how much water does it take to for your water to come out of your sump onto your floor, your carpet, and make a mess. So right here at this line, this is the safest amount of water, maximum amount of water that I can put into my sump without without a flood. Now, when I was outside messing around with my plumbing and everything, the U.S. Postal Service came through. They delivered me some Carib Sea, 10 pounds of pink Fiji live sand. And I'm just going to use this just because I like the way that sand looks. And bare bottom for me, guys, is too messy and it's hard to clean. So I'm just going to go ahead and use sand. The bad thing about Carib Sea is that it leaves your water looking like milk. The sand is kind of dirty, so you kind of want to rinse it out. But due to the fact that this is live sand, I'm not going to rinse it out with any type of water. I'm just going to pour it in there. It does come with some packet called Bio Clarifier. Pour it in there, and it's supposed to get all the cloudiness out. The good thing is I had a whole bunch of these little filter pads. I wish I had the rotor tube. If you guys don't know what the rotor tube is, go check it out. But I put this filter pad all over the place in my overflow. I put a filter sock on the bottom. I hate using filter socks, but put it in there anyways. And within 24 hours, the tank started to clear up. I went with the brand new SCA-302 skimmer body. I like that the pump is inside the body, and since the last skimmer did so good, I went ahead and stayed with them. It is pretty quiet, and it's rated up to a 180-gallon tank. So for me, this is overkill, but hey, I'm going to go ahead and stay with it. There it is, guys. Both systems tied together. No issues, no anything like that. I just need to finish up, get some lock line for it. I'm going to get a new light. Stay tuned to see what light I get. More updates to come. I got a new fish in here in the cube. I got a Midas. Been loving this guy. I had a flame angel in there. I don't know what happened. It was doing real good, and then it just didn't make it. But I also glued some GSP on the back. Hopefully it spreads all over the overflow. It's a long wavy type of GSP. And other than that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I want to say thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and you guys take care.